Hello and welcome to this exciting lesson in Revit architecture. This is a lesson for beginners in Revit. So if you are just getting started in Revit, then this lesson is for you. In this lesson, I'll take you step by step on how you can model an architectural project, how you can annotate the project, and also how you can place all the views on your sheets and also export it to PDF in readiness for printing. So as you can see from the screen here, this is what you see when you start Revit 2026. If you're using a different version, you may see some differences here and there, but obviously it should be almost the same. Within the window here, we have recent projects. So if you've created some projects, you are going to see a number of recent projects. But if you are starting your software for the first time, maybe you might just see the default projects there. All right. Now, here on the far left, you see that we have models. You can open, your project by clicking there, and you can find your project there and open it. If you saved it or you have it, someone maybe shared with you, you can start a new project from here, and that's what we are going to do. And you also have families here. We'll talk about families later on in some other video, but for now, we want to focus on modeling, detailing in Revit Architecture 2026. So I'll get started by clicking on new because that is a starting point. Now what you see here is where you start a new project by picking a template. All right, a template is going to have all the settings that you need for you to build or to model a project. That includes the units, it includes the types of walls that you have, the doors, the windows, the graphics, and all sorts of things. So if I just click there, you notice that by default we have two templates here, Imperial and Metric. You can load more templates from here. If I just click there and go to the installation, okay, once you install your software, you are going to have this folder RVT 2026 and the templates. Open on it. Then from here now you can choose the region where you are, whether you're in France, Portugal, Russia. For me, I'm a metric guy, so I'll use English, which is a metric template. All these are metric templates. Now, since this is an architectural project, I need to pick residential. All right, this is the template that I'll use, and click on open. Now you see it here. As you can see, we have that template, and make sure that project is selected and click on open. All right, this is what you see when you open that particular template. Now, I will not start explaining these tools here. I'll explain them as we go on, as we work on our project here. Let me just go to the project browser here. And the project browser is like a table of contents. Anything that you create here, any view, any plan view that you create, it will appear here. Any section, any detail, you can check it from here and you can open it. And as you open it, you see that those views will be opening on top here, as we are going to see as we keep on learning in this lesson. All right, now let me just open level 1. You see that it's going to open here. I'll select on this one. This is the one that you start with as you open this template. I'll close it. Right, so now the properties, I've talked about the project browser. The properties will just show you the properties for whatever is appearing on the screen. If you select on it, then the properties for that particular object will appear here. You again see how the properties will be appearing as we select on components or model elements right here. Okay, now I'll get started. And to get started in Revit, don't be intimidated by what you are seeing here. As we go on, everything will become very, very easy for you. So we need to start by creating our levels here. So you just need to go to any of the elevations and open one by double clicking. I'll go to south. Okay, just like that. By default, we have 2 levels. Now, to create a level, if you want maybe an additional level on top, maybe we have level 0, level 1, and level 2. You just need to go to architecture. Then click on level right there. Then once you do that, you can just hover your cursor there. You can watch the dimension there, and maybe I want it to be right there. Click the first point, drag until it snaps there. Click the second point. It will pick the next number, level 1, and then level 2, and click on modify. All right, now these levels can be modified by selecting on them. You see that you are able to drag it. It's locked there. It can extend. These same levels, you can select on it and just click the box there to activate the bubbles at the end, as you can see from there. the bubbles can be activated. Now you notice that this one is in black, these are in blue. It simply means that this level 2 is not appearing under the project browser. To make it appear, make sure that you just go to view, then go to plan views, and it's under the floor plan. Click on floor plan. You see this is the one which is not being seen there. Select on it and click on OK. You see that it will appear now there, and this view is even open, as you can see from there. Now if I just go back to south, I can go back there by double clicking or just click there. You notice that now the color has changed. Now these levels can be renamed. If I want to rename this one, just select on it again 2 times slowly and not quickly. Then I can just type GL maybe for my ground level and click, then click on yes so that it can be renamed there. All right, I'll go to the next one, click once, again click. I think level 1 is okay, or maybe I want WP for my wall plate. I can type like that, click again and click on yes so that it appears here. You can see we have GL and WP. All right, I'll remove this one. I don't need it. I'll just delete and click on OK. You see that it disappears from there. All right, so this is like a table of contents. All right, now how do we modify maybe the spacing there? You can select on it the level that you want to move, then click that this is a temporary dimension which you can click. It's editable. Then just type your dimension there. I'm using millimeters. I'm a metric guy. Then click outside. You see that it adjusts like that. Okay, if I want to add a level below there, instead of going to architecture and going to level, I can still select this one and right click, then pick create similar, or just CS on your keyboard. Select on it and type CS, or just pick on it. In that command, then you can move your cursor there, pick the first point. Okay, now if you don't want this one to be dark, you want automatically for this to appear here, make sure that you click on this one in advance so that as you place it here, it will also blue like that. Oh, what happened here? Click on modify. Actually it's blue because I checked create plan views, and now level 3 is right there. I'll change this one to maybe T or F and click outside and click on yes. Click outside. Now if I want to change the spacing here, I'll select on it, click that temporal dimension and type 800 like that, and you see you have it like that. I'll select on this and pick it like that. Now you notice that maybe I don't want the collision there. I can create an elbow by selecting on this one, zoom in, and we have that heartbeat symbol. Click on it and you see that now you can modify it by just dragging, using holding your left mouse. See that you can have it like that. So this is all about levels. So you can select on all these levels like that. And now I said the properties, it shows whatever you have selected here. If I select everything, you see it shows the properties. If I just click on edit, I can go inside. If I want maybe symbols at one end, activated symbols at end 2, I can click or deactivate and click on apply. Okay, see that it can change, but maybe if I select one, click there, we have the symbols. Let me deactivate like that. Okay, so the symbol is deactivated on one end. All right, this is all about levels. Let's go now to the grids. So we can open any level. Maybe let me go to GL, which is right here. Double click, or you can simply open it from there. Now the grids, you just need to go to architecture, then you just click on grid right there just below the level. Click on it. Now it's similar to levels, so you just need to click the first point and drag, and then the second point. You have your first grid. Now again, hover your cursor there. You can watch the dimension, or you can adjust it later. Maybe you can have the first point and the second point. You can do the same until you have the grids. All right, now you see that the numbers, if you started with 1, to go to 2 and 3. For the vertical one, again, just the first point. If you escape accidentally, you can select on it, right click and create similar, and you can click the first point and the second point. You see that I'll escape from my keyboard. You see that this is number 4. You can click inside there and maybe want this to be A, click outside. Now when you select this one and right click and create similar, if you start the next one, maybe the first point, you see that this is going to be B. Click there you can now watch the dimension, or you can adjust it later. Okay, just drag and we have this one here. All right, I'll click on modify or escape on my keyboard. So if you want to move this one, maybe this is okay, you want the spacing to change, select on it. Maybe I just want 3000, which is 3 meters. Click, then select the one on top you want to move, select on this one. You can even type 4m for 4 meters and enter. You see that this changes to 4000. You can do the same even for this. Just make sure that you select the grid that you want to move. Again, I can select on this and just drag it like that. Select on this one, just drag it like that. Select on this one. You see that it's locked, so you can move it like that. Now, if you just want to move one, unlock it and now drag one just like that. Once you move it, it snaps there, then everything is locked. All right, so this is all about grids. Again, I can select on one grid, click on edit. If I want to activate, I think both ends, we see end 1 and end 2. You can just click on apply and OK. From there, you see that the bubbles are right there. Now, I'll just select everything like that and click on delete, or just delete on your keyboard and see that disappears. So let's get started with the modeling of our house. I'm not going to use, I'll just use the levels, but no grid. So if I just come here, these are the levels that we are going to use. We don't need the grid in our case. So now to get started with the walls, you just need to go to architecture, and now you see that we have the wall 2 there. Just click on it, then click on architectural. Now, depending on the template that you have loaded, you see that under properties, we have picked that 2, and you see that the properties will change. So if I just click there, this is what is loaded in this particular template. It's a UK template. So as you can see, we have all these walls. Now, we just make it very, very simple. We are going to pick, by the way, at ground level, as you can see, it's also highlighted there. So I want to create my walls from ground level to wall plate. So let me pick one wall here and I'll quickly modify it. Maybe if I pick, these walls can be modified. If you want to pick the wall exactly the way it is, you can, but for me, I'm just going to modify it a bit. Maybe let me pick this wall here, then click on edit to modify it and duplicate it. Number 2 is added and click on OK. Then go to structure and click on edit. You see that this wall has only one layer. Okay, the thickness is 200 millimeters. I want a thickness of, that one is 215, but I want a thickness of 200. Now go to the material, because I don't want that brick wall. I just want some plain wall, maybe brown or maybe gray. So I can change the material from here. Or maybe before I change the material, let me show you how it appears. I'll just change the thickness and click OK. Then click on apply, click OK. Now to add the walls, make sure that you watch out for the toolbar here. Also, you watch out for these options here. I'm in the wall command. Make sure that you pick height, because I'll just cancel there. I'm at ground level, and now I want my wall to go up to wall plate. Okay, then the other options, leave it the way it is. Now if I come here, just click the first point, drag it, second point, drag it, and you can draw your walls the way you want. I'm just dragging like that. Now if you want a specific length, you can watch the dimension. I can even type maybe 6000. You see that it's very, very smart. Enter on your keyboard, they will be like that. You can go in that direction, maybe 4000. I'll enter like that. Very, very smart. If I want to go down and join there, I can do that. All right. Now, if I want to trim there, I can select, I can just go to modify and pick on trim, then pick this one and that one. You see that is trimmed. All right. Now, if you want to see this in 3D view, you can just click that little house there, or you can open the 3D view, which is right here. By double clicking, you see that you have the walls that you created. How cool is this? Right, now remember I said I don't want to see the brick wall, so I'll select on this. You see that I mentioned that whatever I select, the properties will appear there. I'll just go to edit once again, then under the structure, edit it. I want to change the material, I'll select on it, then click that little house at the end. What I want is just to use some color. Don't worry, you can pick anything, but I just want to use the color for plaster. okay, which is this one here. I think I'm okay with the appearance, the gray or something like that. So I've just picked plaster there. It's just a material that I'm using because I don't want that color. Just click on OK, apply OK, and you can see that this is how I want my walls to appear, right? Because I don't want to add for now a specific material. I can do that later, maybe at rendering or something, but for now it's just modeling, detailing, and producing construction documents, and we can add the details for the materials, the surface finishes, and everything as we detail. Right, I'll go back to ground level. Now let me just delete that wall from the keyboard and this wall. Right, now we'll go ahead and start modeling our little house. Then to trim, just go to modify and click on trim or TR on your keyboard, pick that one and that one, you trim it like that. Now I want to be specific with my dimensions. Maybe from there to there I want to have 12,500. I'll select on this wall that I want to move, then click there, the temporary dimension, and type 12,500, just like that. Now from there to there I just want to have maybe 9,500. I can select this one, then click the temporary dimension and type 9,500, just like that. All right, now you can see that this looks like concrete. I don't need a concrete wall, so I can select on it. All right, then actually I will not give it any hatch. Maybe I can select on it, click on edit, click on edit once again, click there, then click there. Now don't be overwhelmed with what just follow what I'm doing here. I just want to change the hatching. You see that for that material plaster, the cut is concrete. Just click within the concrete there and now pick what you want. For example, I want to use masonry. I can pick it, then click OK, apply, OK, and click on OK. You see that it has already changed in the background, but I don't want to show the way it is. I just want to have a shading there. So the trick is for you to just change from fine level of detail to coarse level of detail so that you can have it like this in the meantime. And this is what I want. All right, now let me add some few walls inside. I can select on this one, right click, create similar. What I want to have maybe is, let me just add some random walls, maybe from this point up to this point. I'm going to modify. The goodness in Revit is that these walls are not static. You can just, draw them at random. Okay. Then once you do that, I also want to have this one up to there, this one up to there. I'm going to modify the actual dimensions, all right? Because it's very, very easy to do that. I also have maybe this one up to there. All right, then I'll go to trim, click on trim, and I want to trim from there up to there. All right, I just I'm just trying to create the profile or the shape. Now I'll start counter checking the dimensions. All right, so I just want this room to be 4,300, so I can select this one and that dimension 4,300, just like that. I also want this one here. I'll start changing from this, from right to left. Okay, I also want this one here in between to be 1,500, as you can see from there. Perfect. Then this one in between here, from this line to this line, also 1,500. This is how you can start changing the dimensions. Then this room, mind you, don't change what you have edited here. I'll go to the next one and I'll change this one to 3,100. Just click like that. So now I'm remaining with this one here. Let me just check the dimension by going to annotate, pick on dimension. If you want, you can use the actual dimension. Now as I try to hover there, it's picking the center. I don't want to pick the center. I want to pick the faces to dimension inside. Just go on top there and change from wall center line to wall faces. Okay, for some previous versions of Revit, this option, you find it right here. So I now pick this one and that one. You see that this is 1,300 and I'm happy with it. Okay. All right, now the depth for this room, now this should be 3,000, maybe 800. So I'll select this one. Now you see that I want to pick this one and that one. These temporal dimensions can be moved. I'll hold the left mouse, okay, and drag the dot there up to somewhere there. I can drag these dots so that as I change it, this is 3800. I can just type there and it can move. If I don't want to do that, I can use the actual dimension and I can just dimension like that. All right, and once I pick, this is a permanent dimension, but once I pick this one, it tends to temporary dimension. I can select on it maybe 3800 or so, okay, and it can move like that. All right, but I just want to align this one and that one, so I'll just go to modify and I can use align, which is right here, or simply type AA on your keyboard, click on it. I'll pick this one, this is where I want to align to, then pick that one. You see that it's aligned. Right, now also the inner one here, I think, let me check, escape from my keyboard, let me check this one, that is the dimension inside. Maybe this is 1700. I can maybe even drag it maybe up to 2700, somewhere there. All right, or maybe let me move it up to somewhere there. You can see the dimension. So design the space the way you want it to be. All right, now let me just add some few graphics. I can change the check the thick lines from here. Okay, actually on thick lines, thin lines, thick lines, by just clicking there on top. If I go to 3D view, you see that we have our walls just like that, from the ground level all the way up to the wall plate. Okay, now let me just add a few graphics here, a shadow there. Just go to Visual Styles and graphics. I just want to add the shadow here and change a few graphics. Then I'll go down there and I'll go to shaded. I'll change to shaded, click on apply. Right, if I click on OK, I can even change this to shaded by changing it from there. It's still the same thing. All right, go back there, shaded. I want to activate the smooth lines. I'll go to shadows, activate the shadows and cast the shadow. I'll go to lighting, I'll remove the sun and I'll simply go to sun setting. Okay, then this one I want azimuth, I just want to have maybe 190. Okay, and the altitude maybe at 12 degrees. Okay, click on apply. Now click on OK. Let me have the shadow. We have the shadow there. I think let's increase the shadow, see what we get. Okay, maybe this is too much. You see, this is the shadow. I can now play with the shadow to make sure that I just have maybe just a bit of the shadow there. As you can see, it looks excellent just by playing with the position of the shadow here, the azimuth and the altitude, and clicking on apply. And now just playing with the shadow here, you can add your own shadow. If you want, you can also move the ambient there a bit and you see that it looks okay, and this is what I want. Click on OK. So I'm happy with what I have now, as you can see. All right, now we have our walls, as you can see from here. What I'm going to do now is to start adding we want to add the doors, you know, the windows and everything. So to do that, we can simply go to architecture, and if we want to add a door right here, we just need to go to door, just click on the door there. Then by default there, you are going to, this is the template and the two doors are loaded there. Maybe I want a double door to be there. I can just pick the double door there, then go to edit, and now I can edit my door from here. All right, the actual dimensions. If I just go down there, just scroll down there, you can change the height. Maybe I just want 2000. Okay, I can also change the width from here maybe to 1500. Okay, now what I like doing is duplicating so that I don't change the original door, and now I can play with these dimensions. Once you are happy with the height and the width, just click on OK, and now you can move there. You see that you can have your door right there. Right. All right, click and cancel. Now if I just go to doors there, maybe I don't have the door, or actually I clicked on window, I go to door. I don't have the door that I want to load here, I can click on load. This option will appear each time you click on the door or the window. So just click on load, then go to your library installation for your doors by clicking the arrow and find the libraries there. Right, then I'll go to English and go to my UK library. Then I can go to doors right there. Just make sure that you go to doors. Then you can pick external or internal. If it's external, you can pick them there. Now you are not able to see the shape, so change the view to thumbnails there. Then you can see the doors that you want to add. Maybe let me change the door that I want to add there. I'm going to pick this one here, okay, or maybe this one here. Right, so I'm just going to pick this door and hold Control and pick this one here, then open. Right, click on modify. Now I'm going to pick the door there and switch it to that door. As you can see, we have the door there. Right, then we also have, actually we have a wall here. I'll select on this one, right click, create similar. I need to have a wall from there up to there. Right click, cancel, right click, cancel. I'll just move it, the dimensions are okay, I'll just move it somewhere here. Right, another door that I have a door to this bedroom, to that bedroom, and to the, you know, the bath, and also the another one which is the water closet. So I can add a number of doors by going to door there, just click there, and maybe let me just pick this door. I can go to edit there and change the dimensions, but maybe I'll just have that door there and that door there. You can design the way you want the doors to be. Then that is 80 centimeter door. So if I want maybe a smaller door, I can click and duplicate. You can rename it the way you want, and maybe for this one I just want the height to be 2 meters, the width is maybe 700. It's entirely up to you. Then apply, okay, and I just want to have a door right there and another door. Now these doors you can flip by using spacebar on your keyboard. You can check the dimensions as you place it. You can also modify the dimensions later. I'll escape. So we have our doors. Select this one, CS, to create similar. We also have another door right there. All right, okay, perfect. Now let me also add an a door outside here. Maybe I just want to have a door somewhere there. You can add whatever you want, and this is okay. Now this is how you add the doors. Now to add the windows, you just need to go to architecture, click on window, and now you see that by default you have those windows. Okay, if you want to add more windows, just go to load. All right, it will take you to the previous, you know, folder. Just click there and go to libraries, then English, then UK, and find the windows. Okay, you see that we have the windows right here as a folder. Now you can load the windows that you want to use. I can load this one. Okay, then which other one? Maybe I'll hold Control and load this one here and load that one there. You can choose whatever I want to use and open. Then click on open there. All right, so let's see what we get. We have those windows. Now I'm just going to pick this window here. Right, now we need to edit how you want the windows to be. For example, I'll just click on edit there and duplicate and okay. I want my height maybe to be 1800. Maybe the width is okay, and click on apply and okay. And I can have my window here, one window there, and another one somewhere there. Now for the bedrooms, maybe I'll just click on edit, duplicate this one. You can even give it the actual dimensions. For example, W2 is up to you. Then click on OK. The naming, you know what you're supposed to do. So the height maybe 1500, maybe the width is 1200, just like that. Apply, OK. Now I can have my windows, maybe just one window there, another one, maybe this is my bedroom, and also another window for my bedroom. Okay, now let me add a window, maybe for, you know, a small window there. I can just click on duplicate, I click edit, then duplicate. Maybe I can call it window 3. The naming is entirely up to you. Then I'll change this one to height, maybe 600, the width by 900. Then apply, okay, and I can have the window there. I can also have another window there. All right, and click on modify. If I go to my 3D view, you see that I have my doors and windows, as you can see from here. Okay. Right. This is how you add the doors and the windows. Now these can be moved. If you just click on it, you have temporal dimensions. You can just click there and type the dimensions of how you want the windows to be. Let me select create another window by selecting on this one, CS, to create similar. I'll click on edit and duplicate, maybe window 4. Again, I'm just renaming it using the names that I want. Maybe the height is okay, the width maybe 1200, just like that. Click OK, and I want to have a window maybe somewhere here and another window somewhere there, and click on modify. All right, so we are done with the walls, the doors, and the windows. We are okay. All right, let me change the graphics a bit again for this view. Just go to smooth lines, apply. You can see it changes. Shadows, ambient shadows, apply. So I like it the way it's appearing. Maybe a bit of some light. I'll remove the shadows and the sun, but just add ambient light and click on apply. This is what I want, and click on OK. Perfect. Right, now let's add our floor down there. I'll just go to ground level. I just want to add a floor. Okay, maybe the floor and also including the ground there. So I'll just go to architecture. Then you see that you have the floor, then architectural floor. Now you are going to see these options, including these. These are the tools that you can use. Boundary, we just need to sketch the boundary. We are in the sketch mode right here. So you just need to pick either a line, a rectangle to help you sketch the boundary. I'll just pick rectangle, right? And maybe let me just have a bigger floor. It's at ground level, so this is the floor. Again, you can pick from here. Whatever you select, you can pick from the properties and see the floor that you are using. Maybe this one is okay. Again, I can rename it, I can modify it. I'll just pick that floor there as an example. Click on edit, check the thickness. You see this floor has a number of layers. Okay, I can remove these layers if I want. Maybe I just want to have concrete. Let me just remove all these layers because I just want to have maybe concrete or something. I'll delete all these layers. The floors or anything that was in the properties there, it's just according to the template that you pick, but it doesn't mean that you can't modify. You can modify it to whatever you want, to any material, to any number of layers. So I have this one. Maybe let me also remove this one. Okay, I just have structure. Maybe let me just remain with maybe the structure. This one will be maybe 100, and maybe that finish layer 65. That's fine. You can change the material from there. I will not do that. I'll apply OK, and now just sketch a floor from this point maybe to that point. Then click on the green check mark once you finish sketching. Click outside, go to your 3D view. You see that you have your floor just like that. All right. Okay, now the way I'm orbiting, I'm holding the shift and the wheel on my mouse to orbit like this. All right. You can also use, the full navigation wheel. Move your cursor there and select. Then you can hold the orbit there and you're able to orbit like this. Okay, so these are the options that you can use, but as a shortcut, hold the shift and the wheel on your mouse and you're able to move like this. Okay, I'll go back to ground level and everything is okay, as you can see from here. Now I'm just going to add the roof here. So to add the roof, I'll just open Warplet WP because that's where the roof sits. Okay, right here. Right now I'm going to sketch I'll just have a mono-pitch roof here by going to architecture, then roof by footprints. There are so many ways of creating a roof, but I'll just use roof by footprint. Now it will take you to a sketch mode. The way we sketch the floor, we can also sketch a roof, but again you have to pick the type of the roof from here. I just want a roof with one layer. You can make it, you know, so many layers. Maybe let me pick this one. Okay, this roof here, I'll just select on it. I'll not change the thicknesses, the materials, and anything there. I'll just sketch my roof. Now we have the boundary. We are at the boundary. Leave it there. Then just pick, you know, the tool that will help you sketch your roof here. I'll pick a rectangle, and I just want to have my roof here. Now what I want to do is to have an overhang, which is the offset. I don't want to define the slope. Okay, maybe let me leave it the way it is. Define the slope to give me the slope, but the offset, which will be the overhang, maybe I just want 400 millimeters. So now I'm using a rectangle. So if I pick this corner, you see that it's giving me that offset from this point. That will be my overhang, and I'm seeing these slopes here. You can see the triangle there. That is the defined slope, which is already activated there, but I'll remove it later on if I want. Then I'll pick that one, right click, cancel. So that is the shape, and we have these slopes. If I pick this line, by default we have the 30 degree slope for all these sides. That's the default. If you don't want these slopes, you can select everything like that. And now under the properties, remember I said whatever I select here, the properties will appear, and that is the roof. I can remove that slope. You see this is 30 degrees. I can change the the angles, or I can simply remove the slopes, and I don't have a slope. Now I want a mono-pitched roof for this one. I want the slope, let me just pick one line. I want it to slope going that direction. Okay, I'm just using that as the construction line to show you where I want the roof to slope, in that direction. So I'll remove this one. I'm just demonstrating here. So yes, oh, what have I done? Control Z to undo. All right, so what I can do is to just add the slope here. So I'll select on it, activate now the slope, just like that. Oh, not this one, but the other one. If I select on it, what's happening here? Select on it. Where is the slope here? Define it from here. Select on it. Once you select on it, now you can use, by default it has brought 4.7, but I'll select on it. Let me start with 12 degrees, click outside, and you see you have that. Then let me try to finish here. Remember, this roof is at wall plate here. As you can see, this is the view where I placed it. Then click on finish. Let me go to my 3D view. Okay, what happened? Okay, the slope is there, but what has happened here? I'll select on the roof. Okay, the level is ground level, so I need to change this one to wall plate. It will move up there. What have I done? Oh, you can see from here, this is the orbit like this. What did I miss here? I'll select on it, level, wall plate. Okay, I'll go to south. For some reason, I don't know why, so I'll just delete this roof. I don't know what happened, but I'll just go to wall plate. I'll just go to architecture. I'll go to roof by footprint. Okay, so this is the roof that I want. So I'll define the overhang maybe to 400. I'm just doing this for the second time so that you follow. Then I'll just pick a rectangle. Base level is the wall plate. Okay, then I'll pick it from this point to, actually let me remove the slope so that I don't have to waste time. Pick it from this point up to that point. Do it once again, 400 there. No slope defined. Then pick from that point, okay, up to that point. I'm at wall plate as my level. Then I'll select this, and now click on define the slope. Okay, I'll select on it, and I want to have maybe 12 degrees. Click outside, and let me click on finish. Okay, I think this is working fine. I don't know what I did. I'll go to 3D view, and now you have the roof right there. Okay, now the roof is very, very thick. I can select on it and click on edit there, maybe click on edit once again, and I can remove maybe some layers that I don't want. Maybe it's too thick. Maybe this one I just want to have 100. You can configure the roof according to your layers, according to your standards. Here I just want to have something to work with. Under the structure, maybe I don't need this one. I just want to have some roof there to represent the roof. Okay, and we have the roof right there. Now you see that maybe if you're not happy with the slope, you can select on it even in 3D view and click on edit. I can select on this line and maybe let me reduce it to maybe 10 and click on finish. We have it like that. If you're happy with what you are seeing there, then leave it. Now, how do we join the walls to the roof there? It's very, very simple. You can select all these walls. Okay, hold Control and select. You can select all of them or just select the outer walls. Then once you do that, click on attach. Okay, once you click on attach, then you click on top. Then you can pick the roof. You see that it's going to attach to the roof, and this is what we have. Right, I'm not happy. The slope is too much. I'll select on it once again. Then select the line. Maybe let me have 6. Then finish. Okay, I think it looks better now, and this is our house as you can see from here. Now I don't know what I did. Instead of deleting, instead of deleting the the roof, I also deleted the floor. All right, sorry for that, I didn't even notice. So I'll go back to architecture very, very quickly. Floor, architectural floor. I'll use the same floor. I'll just use a rectangle, and I'll just pick it from there up to there, then click on finish. Okay, I already explained on how to do this. So we have our floor there. All right, so our house is looking nice. I'll go back to ground level. Now, if you want to add some components here, maybe you want to add some furniture, the under the water closet there, some beds. It's very, very simple. All you need to do is to go to architecture, and now you can go to component, place a component there, and now click on load. So now I just need to click that small arrow there, go to libraries, then I can find English UK, and now from here maybe I just want maybe furniture, so I can go to furniture right there. If I want beds, I can open the beds. Maybe I want this one, click on it and open. You see that you can add your beds. Now as you place it there, just click on spacebar to rotate it, spacebar to rotate it. You can have it anywhere where you want. I'll just have my bed right there, and spacebar can have another bed right there. So that is for the beds. I'll escape from my keyboard. I'll go back there, go to component, place a component, click on load, and I'll just go back once. So what else do I want? Maybe I want the seating. I'll just double click there, and I want maybe to add this one, and I'll hold Control, and maybe the dining also. Do we have dining here? We do not have anything. I'm going to load another one later, maybe also this one. I'll just click on open. Right, now you can see that it's loaded there. I can, maybe this is the living room. It's entirely up to you. Spacebar, have this one, spacebar. We have another one there. All right, you can add what you want, maybe for the dining there. Again, load component, load family. I'll just go back once. Okay, we have seating, devices, tables. I'll go to tables there, and let me pick this one for my dining, open it, and you see that we can have it here. Now there are so many libraries on the internet, so many families that you can load. I'm just demonstrating where you can find the default ones, so you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, maybe for the plumbing, let me try maybe the plumbing. I want some plumbing here. I can simply go to, once again, architecture component right there, then load, then I'll go back once there. Okay, what do I want? I want not the furniture, so I'll go back once again, and I want the plumbing. Maybe where is the plumbing? All right, we should have a plumbing here. I'll just find the plumbing, which is right here. Then architectural from here, then fixtures. All right, then if I want maybe a bathtub, I want a shower, I want sinks, water closet, so you can come back here and pick what you want. I'll just pick this one for now, open it, and maybe if I want it to be here, I can have it there, and you can continue and finish whatever you want to do. I'll click on modify to escape. Okay, go back there. You see that you have your house right there. Now let's assume that this is how you want your house. You now want to start annotating and detailing. I'll simply remove this one and delete from there. Okay, so now the dimensions, you just need to go to architecture and click on annotate. We have align dimension, you pick it from there. Now we have so many dimension styles. I'm just going to pick the same one which is there, and I can start now, you know, dimensioning. Okay, maybe I want to dimension the openings. It's as simple as that. Okay, just up to there. I can add my dimension up to there. Now if you also want to learn on how to customize your dimensions, I'm just going to use the default dimensions. You can see it's very easy from the default, you know, from the template that you've loaded. You can have whatever you want, you know, and you can do all sorts of things, right? So I'm just dimensioning the exterior there, right? And also if you want to add some interior dimensions, again, I don't want to teach you on how to dimension. You can do whatever you want. I'm just demonstrating some few your options that you can use for you to dimension your architectural project. So I'll have it there. Maybe let me just have the overall dimension here. Now for the dimensions, if you maybe have this dimension, I'll cancel, and you want to continue, just select on it and now click on edit witness lines. Once you select there, you can now continue from there. You can continue adding there. Okay, that is how you add your dimensions. I'll just click there. All right, now maybe I don't want the floor to be seen like this. I can select on it, right click, hide in view by element, so that I can have my plan just like this. Now you notice that if I just go to east, you see that you have the view for east. This is what we have ready for placement on our sheets. West, you have that. Now I'll just go to ground level and let me just quickly clean up and start adding my views on the sheet. It's just a quick, you know, just to take you around on how you can work quickly in getting started in Revit and start placing everything on your sheets. Now I first of all need to clean up this view. I'll just activate the, under the properties, activate the crop view and the crop region visible, then select that line, and now you can drag it so that you can cut out those elevation markers. These are called elevation markers. These are the ones which gives you the elevation, so don't delete these, otherwise we're deleting the actual elevations. But there's a way of adding your own, all right, even if it's deleted. So this is cleaned up. Just go to crop region visible and deactivate it. This is what you have. So let me check all the, maybe I just go to north. Under the north, just activate the two boxes there, then select the box and just cut it like that so that you just see what you want to see. And now you can deactivate it. Perfect. North, then I'll go to south, this one, this view. I'll activate the two boxes, check the two boxes, then just drag it. Okay, just like that. Then drag this one by holding your left mouse, drag this one again up to there. If I want, I can just uncheck that one, or I can leave it where it is to show my levels. Just drag it all the way up to the end and remove the checkbox. This is south, then I'll go to east. Okay, so you can see that in Revit, detailing will be very easy for you. All your views will be there. Okay, then I can select on this one and just drag it outside just like that. And finally the west. Okay, activate the two boxes. Okay, so that I place everything on my sheet, then select on this and have it right there. Now I just want to maybe add some shadows here. First of all, the roof, I can select on the roof and add a hatch. I'll select on it, edit. Now on the finish, I think on this layer, which one's okay, let me select on this layer and click on edit. All right, we have alternatively, let me just remain with one layer. This one I'll remove it. Then this is the layer, maybe I'm just going to have 150. Then the material, click on it, then click on it. Under the surface, we have the surface and the surface pattern and the cut pattern. On the surface, I want a hatch, so go to foreground where there is none, click on it. Maybe it's just an example, it's not really representing anything. I can pick that one. Now I want to go to model. Make sure that you are under model. Maybe I'll just pick these lines to represent the roof. Maybe this one here, let me pick this one. Then click that edit fill there. We have one there as a scale, maybe by 2, so that the scale can change like that. Apply, okay, apply, okay, then click on apply to make sure that you apply it. Then okay, now you see that if you zoom in, it's quite dense. All right, you just want to go to, where is the workplate? This is the workplate, the 3D view. You can see that it's quite dense here, dense material. So what I'll do, I'll select on it once again, edit, and let me just change the, the material, make it simple. I'll just pick maybe some lines. I'll just pick the lines there, click OK, so that it's not complicated. We just have some hatching there. Okay, and you see that we have the hatches there. Okay, I can change the the look of it, but I think let me not waste time on that one. I can still go back and make sure that the lines are appearing. It's just that the scale is is quite dense, so I'll leave it the way it is. All right, now I'll just go there and change to shaded, or maybe shaded is not good for me. I'll just go to textures. Okay, let me use texture. Let me go to hidden line. Okay, I think hidden is okay. Then go to graphics, smooth lines, ambient shadows. Okay, then let me just apply. We see what we get. I think I like it this way. If I add the shadows, apply. Okay, that's okay. I can click on OK. Now, instead of doing the same on each of these, I can just go there, click on graphics, and save as a template. I'll just call it DS as a template. I've saved it there, then click on OK. Now for these other views, just click on OK once again. For these other views, I don't have to do the same. All I can do is to just come to view template here where it says none. I can just pick that one. This is how fast you can be to ensure that you produce consistent views in terms of the styles. So where is it? Once again, the view template, this is the one that I created. Apply, OK. And I'll go to, we have north, south, east, west. Okay, I think I'm happy with what I have. All right, so I'm just going to add this view and also the east, north, and the west. Let me also cut a section. If you want to cut a section, it's easy. Just need to go to view, then section, then maybe I just want to cut a section from maybe from this point up to that point and flip it. Maybe I want to view it in this direction. Then open this one. You see that I have the section there, and this is the section that I'll place on my view. All right, I can select this and just drag it. All right, and let me remove this one. Okay, so this is called section 1. Now let's assume that these are the views that you have and you just want to place them on your sheets. Let me select there, right click and hide in view. So all you need to do now is to go to your sheets. To go to your sheets, just come down here under the project browser, and we have the sheet. Select there once, then right click and click on new sheet. We have A1 metric. Maybe I don't want to use A1, maybe just A3 is okay for me. I'll just click on load there. It will take me to the libraries. Remember, this is where so I'll just go back there, go back once until we go to the UK. then go at the end and you find title blocks, select on it. And now I want to have, let me go to thumbnails or maybe list. I just want A4 or A3, so I'll pick this one and click on open and select on it and click on open. So now you can easily drag your view. So select on this one, hold your left mouse and drag it here. I have my view there. Okay, so you can see that it's right there. Select on the viewport, drag it like that to make it smaller, then select on it and drag it there. You have your view right there. Now it's just a matter of dragging everything. If I want the north, I can hold my left mouse, drag it, maybe have it here. Okay, maybe I want south, click there, hold my left mouse, drag it right there. Okay, I'll select on this one and drag it. Maybe I want it to be somewhere here. Double click. Once you double click inside the viewport, it's as good as being on that particular view. Okay, but while on the sheet, so I can select on this one and just reduce it like that, then double click outside to get back on the sheet. All right, select this one and just move it a bit. Okay, now we still have the east. Drag it, release your mouse and you can place it there. Now maybe this one looks to be a bit small. I'll select on this one, right click and hide in view by elements. Double click outside so that we are back on the sheet. I can select on it and just use an arrow on my keyboard. Now you notice that this is outside. What you can do, click outside, then select the actual line there and drag it until it's inside. Then you can select on this one and use the arrow on your keyboard. So you can move all these things. We have the west, drag it inside, release it, and you see that we can place it right there. Okay, the other thing, maybe the section, though I'm not sure, maybe this one's too small. For the section, you can go to the sections there, select on it, and you can always drag it. If it doesn't fit, I think I'll just have to escape this one. You can proceed and put it here. So you can see that we have the views on our sheets. Now, if you just want to print this one, maybe to PDF, it's easy. Just go to File and go to Print and go to PDF. Click on PDF. Now, under the PDF export, go to Selected Views. Then click that small pencil there icon. Now, under the display filter, just deactivate the 2D, 3D, and this one. Just remain with all sheets. So you see that that is the sheet that we have, which is this one. So check that sheet, then select on it. Now here, make sure that you pick zoom to fit there. We don't want to print colors, but just black lines. And this is all you need to do here. Just make sure that you specify where you want, your file to be. I'll just go to browse and maybe desktop. And I just want to be on the desktop. Click open, so that's where it will be saved. So export there, then click on yes and OK. You see that it's exporting in the background. Okay, then this is project 3. Just click on open, or you can follow it where it's been saved. And you see that we have our project right here. Okay. If I just expand here, you see we have our plan view, we have our elevations, and this is how you can get started in Revit by just using these steps. You can create any architectural project in Revit. You can customize the look for your drawings. All the tools are there for you in Revit. This is just a quick roundup of how you can use the tools quickly in Revit and create a small project like this one. So thanks for watching. Make sure that you like my videos and subscribe, and if you have questions on how to do certain things, comment there and I'll be glad to help you.